He sold me a Welkin stone. Do Welkin stones dissolve in the rain? I think not. No, I suppose not. But it looked the way they're described in Magic from the Sky. What else could it have been? I suppose you're right. Should have asked, at least. I'd hoped to get my money back. Oh well, it could have been worse.
Don't believe anything that swindler says. Look what his garbage did to my brother. It's not safe. I bought the magic stone, slipped it into Elibor's pocket to get back at him for rubbing ivy on my bedroll. Not a minute later, he's struck by a bolt from the sky. But look at him. He's lucky to be alive. Sure, it's in my pack. I'll get it.
Brother, no!
Is that? Looks harmless, right? I'm sorry, brother. I'm so sorry.
Cat, I warn you, leave before someone dies.
Are you alright?
We're leaving, Elibor.
They're gone. What powers you must wield. Good, good. Time to pack. On my way, yes? What? You expect me to show you now? Not exactly. Juragdar did say maybe, yes? No? Such misunderstanding over a little knick-knack. Just a rock. How could I know what he did? Most of what she gave me was harmless. Would you believe? Nobody. No one with a body, anyway. And really, if you don't have a body, well, who is to say, yes? In the ruins. Belerata. There is a ghost, yes? She thinks, she thinks I am her lover. So she gives me things. Clothing, trinkets, things that belong to him. Most are harmless. All but dangerous? Never. Well, mostly. Never drink from an unmarked bottle that's been locked away since the First Era, with a Daedric Guardian stewing in the contents. But I'm Rigard the Brash, he said, and all my drinkings are mighty. I tried to warn the man. I do hope his beard grew back. Fine, fine, Juragdar will show you. Come, follow me. I found this in Skyrim at the bottom of a lake. A sword with a poem etched into it. Also the name, Belerata. It took so long before I found Belerata. Well, let's begin. Our fates through the years are tied. A lover's kiss, not one denied. Our hearts awoke from blissful sleep, where battles break and maidens weep. Away to war, not long to part, with sword enchanted by his sweet heart. A lover's bond forevermore, to keep it lover's heart in store. Too sweet, even for me. But what can you do, yes? Come, she waits. Hold a moment. We should speak. Before we go, there is something you should know. Last time Jurekdar got out by the fur on his tail, the ghosts want her lover to stay forever. But there is a barrier within. Beyond are the treasures of the aliens, locked up for centuries. Nothing like the trinkets I sold. The poem on the sword opens the ruin, yes? More scribbles are all around the ruins. Poetry. Spoken randomly, they do nothing. But if we knew how they fit together, we could open the ruin and share in the plunder. We'll enter separately as paupers, but leave together rich as kings. So, you will help me? She may not let you in, and there is still the barrier. No, we do not hide our sugar in one boot. We go in separately. Aheh. I admit, I do not do this only for you. Until now, I have only been able to, shall we say, receive gifts from her. If even a handful are like the lightning stone, well, it could be fairly lucrative, yes. Once we remove the barrier, the researchers can examine the relics before I sell them. Jurekdar promises no tricks. Good. Take the sword as a symbol of our pact. I want it back later. I will keep her busy. You figure out the poems, and when we get out, we will both be very rich, yes? I have returned, my love.
My love? I cannot... Your sword, where is...
You are tired. Let me come closer.
You are not Verondil. Get back.
Ah!
You are not a Lanway, yet you called me here. How? Still here after all this time? I had expected them to crumble with the ages. An old knight. Vorondil the Gold, they called me. I had lands, titles, slaves. All dust now. Even my love has forgotten me. Alanwe, Lady of the Weald. Surely they still sing of her? Her hair, bright as the sun. Her skin, pale as the moon. 9 years we were together, happy. Then the war. I'd gone north to fight the uprising and died there. She brought me here with words of light, but knew me not. When I went to her, she cast this barrier to keep me and all others away. I have been in this place ever since, waiting. Released from this nightmare, what else? Alanwe remembers only the sword. Its enchantment blinds her to everything else. If I still had the sword, maybe. Bring her with me. To Aetherius, to whatever lies beyond. What? The sword? Give it to me! Were I alive, I could grant you such splendor. Alas, everything is dust. But I am forever in your debt.
My head. I need a moment.
Alanwe, at long last I return.
Varondil? You have been gone only a day, but it feels like an age.
Each day is an age without you.
Yes, true, but where have you been?
It is a long story, but come. Aetherius awaits.
Yes, together forever, as was always meant to be.
So long, my friend, and thank you for everything.
My head thanks you for your haste. Once the barrier fell, whatever she was doing stopped as well. Truly, I am glad. She was very lonely, and for so long. But enough melancholy, yes, to our spoils. Where's my catalog? I must document my finds.
Ugh. My insides feel like maggot haggis. Guess that batch was a little too strong. Oh well, the next one will be better. It's like my father used to say, true progress comes from the crashing waves of a maelstrom. Of course, while my body was bending like a tree in the wind, I had time to think over the current formula. With a few modifications, I believe I can perfect the potion's results. Not quite. That batch allows for attraction of one thunderbug. The one I tested allows control of exponentially more. Quite dangerous, as you can see. Luckily, I arranged for countermeasures. Thunderbugs congregate in packs to feed off of their fellows' elemental energy. The bug you brought absorbed the excess energy, overwhelming me. I hypothesize the transferal of energy caused the thunderbug to disintegrate. A pity. An infinite thunderstorm at your beck and call. Think of the possibilities. My concoctions will soon allow me to control the weather itself. As long as it doesn't kill me first. Who doesn't enjoy a good challenge, I say? I'd been traveling with a few Dunmer botanists. I tired of their obsession with Bosmer horticulture and struck out on my own. As soon as I had a run-in with one of the native thunderbugs, I knew I had to stay. So much potential. An infinite thunderstorm at your beck and call. Ah, this was my first real trial of a full-strength potion. I gathered a small horde of thunderbugs, but the elemental energy was too much. The ensuing explosion threw me into the river. As you can see, my contingency plan was successful. An infinite thunderstorm at your beck and... Ah, this was my first... Ugh. My insides feel like maggot haggis. Guess that batch was a little too strong. Of course. While my body was bending like a tree in the wind. Not quite. That thunderbugs congregate in packs to feed off of their fellows' elemental energy. The bug you brought absorbed the excess energy, overwhelming me. An infinite thunderstorm at your beck and call. I'd been traveling with a few Dunmer botanists. I tired of their obsession with Bosmer An infinite thunderstorm at your beck and call. Think of the Ah, this was my first real trial of a full-strength potion. I gathered a small horde of thunderbugs, but the elemental energy was too much. The ensuing An infinite thunderstorm at your... I'd been traveling... An infinite... Ah, this was my first real trial. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. And it worked, did it not? Do me one last favor, will you? Don't mention my experiments to the locals. The last one I ran into wasn't as open-minded as yourself. Although he did make a good volunteer.
The Dominion is in need of capable citizens, and by capable, I mean you. Velen Harbor is the Dominion lifeline to Greenshade, and it's under siege. Lieutenant Ehran is tasked with defending the city. He called for any available assistance, and you look like you fit the bill. It pays, I'm sure.
We should have been more prepared. We've seen more than our fair share of sorrow. It's my job to comfort everyone who lost sons and daughters to this madness, even when my own daughter is gone as well. I trust you're not here to add to our troubles. The Drublog have been raiding villages all over. We survived, but just barely. All I can offer my people is a place to mourn. But their children's bodies are still out there, being scavenged by Drublog. And worse. Some of our militia was out training when the attack came. When they returned, I tried to stop them. But they left for the Drublog camp, for vengeance. But they've been gone too long, and my daughter Ferwin left with them. I can't lose her too! My daughter doesn't deserve this fate. Not in recent memory. Tanglehaven's not a large village by any reckoning, and the Drublog know we've very little worth taking. They attacked without warning and left as quickly as they came. They burnt the village, but did they actually take anything? Just lives. Nothing but lives.